Hey guys, as boring as yesterday was, today's been fantastic. Triple Qs are just in a watershed move lower. I know that's not what some people want to hear, but it's definitely when things start trading geometrically, it makes for some very good moves intraday, some very good trading intraday, predictable stuff that makes for just a great session. We also had real good moves in all of our planned trades. So if you're going through your gouge sheet, which I thought I had in front of me, but I don't, it's amazing how the psychology can get the better of you every single day, right? So you have days on end where nothing happens, and then you have a day like this. Here it is, right, where you had all of your volatility band setups come into play. So right off the open, you had Microsoft once again. We had Meta that set up beautifully, after the opening bell. These things, if you follow them over the course of the session and you just do it religiously day after day, then eventually the payoff's there. A lot of days is just boring, right? So trading can be boring. Things don't happen the way that you think they're going to happen all the time. A lot of times it's just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But then look at this gouge sheet, right? This is how we keep our trading journal around here. So Julie does the markups on the gouge sheet. We had Alaska Airlines, ALK, hit the target, hit our profit objective. That was a long entry, 47.64, 48.45 target. CMC, 46.60 entry, 47.31 target. Harley Davidson, that one I think we're still in, 34.23 entry. It's 50% of the distance to the target. We've got, at worst, a break-even stop on that. KMX, 79.50 in, 80.42 out, hit the target. Toll Brothers, 74.15 in, 74.83 out, hit the target. All of those were long trades, all of them on a day that the NAS went to hell, right? It went straight down. Everything's moving lower. We also had TMHC. That was a fastball long side setup. Entry was 46.58. Exit on that one, 47.01. And KBH, another home builder, so we are 50% of the distance to the target on that. We had a fastball setup this morning in BECN. BECN on the XRVs, straight to the target. We've got NVCR open, right? It's like these kind of days that make things worth it. And if you get discouraged on the days that your trading plan, whatever it is, if it's the same plan that we're working from, that's fantastic. If you have your own plan and it works over time, but then when it has days that it doesn't work, you get discouraged and you give up. What happens is you miss the big opportunities. And today, once again, once we got into the index trades, things really lined up and started making sense. Yesterday, if you sat there all day long, you felt like the world was coming to an end, right? This thing is just grinding sideways. There's nothing happening here. Everything is, you feel like it might never trade geometrically again. Well, let's take a look at the charts and see what happened today. So here you see it, right? We had a move higher first thing in the morning, followed by a big cascading move to the downside. And what's been happening over the course of the session is that the moves have been very, very geometric. And by geometric, I mean, you can see here, like on this last move, lower, right? We came in from here, and this retracement higher gave us a move into the 351, I think it's 351.06 there, that fib level. And when you got into that retracement, then what you had was the opportunity to short from what was also natural support and resistance. So we had a natural support and resistance that was stacked in here from earlier, right? So it's right there. And then when price comes back up again, lo and behold, you have the opportunity to take a position that also lines up with a volume by price cluster. I drew that one not quite right. Let's clarify that a little bit, right? Here's your volume by price cluster. That looks great. And you're also seeing some very, very consistent tracking on your 2SD bands going down here. Everything is saying that the move that you're looking at is actually the move that's happening. You're staying down below your VWAP for the session, right? So your VWAP is way up there, that orange line. And over the course of the day, what you've had is a steady progression of these anchored VWAPs that are moving lower and that are lining up really, really nicely with the volume by price cluster analysis that we do. So once you have the cluster analysis out here on this axis and you see where these VWAPs are lining up, right, it becomes very, very self-explanatory as to what what the move is for the day, what the directionality is for the day. Only thing I'm going to tell you is, when you are looking at this situation here, where here's your central pivot, right? That's the high plus the low plus the close of the previous session divided by 3. That's a floor trader pivot. Once you get down to your second excursion, so that black line there is the second support, it becomes less and less likely that you're going to continue to see an extension. However, it does become very likely that you're going to see retracements. And if we get a retracement again back up into here, we're still short this thing from 351.12, but if we get a retracement back up through here, 350.20 will be the trail. I'm working with the boys from Oregon on this one today. And then 351.12 would be another short sale opportunity. And then possibly if we get up into the 351.64 pivot there, if we get back up into that S2 area, be looking for another move that is like a measured move of this entire excursion to the downside. So lots of things that are working in our favor today. Exciting day after a bunch of days that were just sort of the doldrums. And if anybody says summertime trading is boring, I would say once you get into these indices and once you put together a good trading plan that's looking to capitalize on where the order flow actually exists, it's going through and looking at this stuff and figuring out what it means. Go through, do your cluster analyses on the data, and by the time you're done, you can put together a gouge sheet of your own that really makes sense for the following trading day and gets you in front of the opportunities. All right, so I am going to call it a live stream for now, and I hope that you guys are getting something out of these. I like doing them. They're fun. Got a bunch of people watching every day, so that's fantastic. And of course, they also stream out then afterwards to Facebook and some of the social media stuff where a lot of you are picking them up later in the afternoon. But if you're not already on the live stream stuff and you're working with us, you want to work with us, just fill out the form on the site, and that will get you an invite every single day before we do these. So it'll send you out a text message saying, hey, we're going live at 10 a.m. Pacific or 10:30 Pacific. I don't go live until I know that I've got the thing sort of decoded, that I figured out what my strategy is going to be for the day. Once I figured out what my strategy is, I'll go and share it with you. All right, hope you have a great trading day, and I will